Excel. Today, we are back here with Foz to answer all your Excel questions. Good morning, Foz. How's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you, Ben?
I'm doing pretty well. Oh yeah, just a note to everybody. Obviously, you guys don't see Joe. He is actually out today on celebrating his birthday, if I'm not mistaken, this week. So happy
Joe's
birthday, Joe.
birthday. He's
Yeah,
21.
yeah,
21 finally.
yeah. I know he can
Yeah,
legally drink. Unbelievable.
legally drink. Exciting. New Jersey boy. New Jersey
New Jersey
boy.
boy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was in bars before then, but
I've heard some stories.
yeah,
I've heard some good old Learnit stories.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
happy birthday, Joe. Enjoy it. And we will see you next week.
Yeah.
But anyways, we are back here with Foz. We're gonna answer. We got a bunch of Excel questions last week that we didn't get to, and I think Foz, you're gonna answer some of those as you talked about earlier, and then just some quick site updates. Oh wait, I almost always forget this. Joe's usually the one that reminds me. Got our mugs. Today I have my Hawaii mug. I spent it 10 years out in Hawaii. It was some of the best years of my life. It was a great time. I'm very happy with where I'm at now, but I will be visiting Hawaii soon. So shout out to everyone who watches on Hawaii, and we'll see you guys out there. And then let's see. Do you have a mug today, Foz? I know I
I
didn't bring it
do.
up.
I
All
do.
right.
So yesterday I was at my sister's house.
Oh,
Okay. And she decided to cook me some lunch. And I took this from her house. This is a different style glass mug. It says Country Fair on it. You see that? It's a mason
yeah,
jar. And I got my
yeah.
iced coffee going already. Yeah. I'm a big fan of the clear ones. I don't know what it is. And I'm a big fan of not paying for them either. Yeah, I have a lot of relatives.
Lots of cups that you never paid for.
Yeah, all different sets. I ruin everyone's set.
All right, let's see. A quick question from Nicholas here. Nicholas, are you an Excel expert? I am not an Excel expert. I don't claim to be an Excel expert.
I like to think I am. I
But
like to
Foz
think
for sure is an Excel
yeah.
expert. Foz is definitely an Excel expert. He teaches for companies throughout the country and also here in California. We're a California-based company. But some of the biggest companies, Foz is definitely top for and taught people how to use Excel there. So yes, we do have expertise in Excel, and we do work in the industries that use Excel every single day. So we're training those same people, from bankers to healthcare workers to government employees. We train across the board throughout the state of California and throughout the country as well, and also throughout the world, as we have global clients as well. So we're doing this every single day, teaching not just Excel, but Excel, Word, PowerPoint, Google Sheets, pretty much any piece of software. We have professional instructors like Foz teaching it every single day. And we also do professional development classes as well. So yes, we do have expertise in this area. We are paid professionals that do this every single day. Another one, are you an expert teacher of MS Office? Again, Foz actually covers most of the MS Office suite. Most of our instructors cover a multitude of topics, not just the one program. So I know Foz knows Outlook. You guys are going to see Word from him popping up on our channel soon. We actually just got those videos to the editor, so you'll see the Word video series featuring Foz teaching coming out. So yes, again, we are professionals. We are paid. You're getting the highest level of instruction that that money can possibly buy. Is what's happening here.
More specifically on how to use these tools for work.
Yes, exactly.
I like that about that.
Yeah, exactly. So we teach you how the programs are used in the office. This real world skills that you can use using the program. So that's how all our videos are taught and everything like that. So what you're learning is what employers want you to know in the office. We know this because they're telling us, like, this is what we want in class. This is what we want our people to be taught upon. This is how we want them to use Excel. So, and it's pretty similar across the board for most of them. I would say most of them want to get basically up to pivot tables. So yes, again, just to reiterate, we know what we're doing here. I'm not the instructor. I'm not the the main instructor or anything like that. But when we have people like Foz, Joe, and everything like that, we are definitely experts in our field. All right. So just wanted to get to that one. And then, oh yeah, quick note. We do have a very big panel tomorrow, athletes panel. Our CEO, Damon Limby, will actually be partaking in it. So it's the free event that we have on Friday. It'll be the experts panel, athletes panel. And I was just going to drop a link in here, just make sure I have it right. Is that the Oh, I will drop the link later.
Damon speaking in that, you said?
Yeah.
That is really
It's
cool.
gonna be a panel. Yeah, it's
That's
gonna
a
be a
treat.
panel with him
That's
and
a
a
treat,
bunch of
everybody.
other athlete CEOs. Going over the athlete's mindset and how you can apply that to business.
Yeah.
And it's pretty straightforward stuff. Like especially if you want to be a manager, you can pick up tips and stuff like that from people who have been running their own companies for a long time. About and what they're talking about, what they talk about, their skill set and everything like that is also kind of the skill sets they're looking for their employees. And, again, this is stuff that we see that goes across the board, so you can definitely pick up a lot of tips and tricks on what employers are looking for, or how you can take your own career a step forward. So you might be able to pick a few things up in here. All right, let's see. All right, so without further ado, let's get into we have a lot of questions already. But I know we wanted to cover some stuff from last week. So, Foz, if you're ready, we can definitely get started.
Yeah. Someone is asking us where we're from. I'm from the East Bay.
We're both from the East Bay. We're both East Bay people. I'm in Concord, California. That's about as close as you're going to get to know where I'm at.
Yeah, mine's East Bay.
Yeah, East Bay. I'm out here in Concord, California. We are a San Francisco-based company, though. That's where we're headquartered. That's where we've been for. Learn's been around since 1996, so 25 plus years. So that's where we're from, and that's where we're based, and that's where majority of our clients are from San Francisco.
All right.
Just
let's get some share screen going.
Let's get some shared screen going. Yep. All right.
Now, as I'm sharing the screen, I just want to ask you a question. I want to ask everyone that's attending this a question. Has anyone used an index and match before? An index and match. I use that quite heavily. Oop, we're going to get the infinite loops here. But an index and match.
Might be a small delay on the live
on the responses. There. It's
yeah.
Okay. I'll slowly continue while they're letting me know. Quite a bit.
All right.
So an index and match is a way that we can actually retrieve column data and search through data sets and find a specific value. It's a pretty advanced function. We actually can cover it inside of Excel Power User in our classes. Very similar to VLOOKUP or XLOOKUP. However, when you're looking and searching through data sets with an index and match, people do feel a little bit limited because you have to only be searching with one criteria. What if we have to look through a list and what we're trying to find has multiple search criterias? Like, for example, I have a data set here. It's actually keeping track of some items that I have. It has items of t-shirts, has the size, even has the color. And over here is the list of prices for each one of these items. And depending on if it's a t-shirt size small red, it'll be $15. Or if it's a t-shirt large red, it'll be $17. So depending on the size, it actually changes the price. So there's multiple things we're looking for to actually find that price value. Now, there's actually this tool that we get to use known as array formulas. Array formulas, or sometimes also known as Control-Shift-Enter formulas, because if you're not an Office 365 user, you're going to have to hit Control-Shift-Enter when you're using them to actually input the formula. Otherwise, it won't give you the correct answer. Now, array formulas simply go down an entire column that we have, or multiple columns, and it can do calculations to them or search through them without having to do multiple formulas. Let me do an example of one by actually trying to find the price of a red t-shirt size large. Now, in this data set, I just want to point out that there's only one combination that will actually work in this situation. The price of this item is actually $17. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the index function. Now, the index function is simply going to allow me to search through a column, or I should call it an array. search through a column of values. I'm going to highlight the price column here. And when I hit comma, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to match it. I'm going to use the match function, but this is where it gets interesting. Instead of actually matching it to something I'm looking for, I'm going to match it to the number 1. I'm going to be using this fancy method of calculation known as Boolean logic, where I'm just going to check if something is true or false for each one of my criterias. I'll explain more. It will become more clear as I go along. But I'm looking for the number 1. Now, what I'm looking for here is the first item is I'm going to look for the t-shirt, right? So I need that to be found. I'm going to make it equal to somewhere in the item column. And I'm going to close that parenthesis. So that's the first thing I'm looking for. I'm going to multiply it. The next item that I'm looking for, I'm going to look for the size large. I need to find the large item, the size item large, in the size column there. I'm going to close that parenthesis. I have one more. I'm just adding parentheses just so we can see the association. Let's do the red. I'm going to do the last thing, the last search criteria, red. This is equal to, and I'm going to go ahead and highlight the color. Now I'm going to look for an exact match here. So I'm going to put 0. And I'm going to close out both the match parenthesis and the index parenthesis. Now let me explain what's going to happen here. What we're doing is we're trying to look through this list and we're trying to match to the number 1. Now the reason being is each time we use the match function, our array formula is going to go down each column. And when it finds the actual item you're looking for, so in our case, H4 is looking for t-shirt, it's going to list the number 1 every time it sees t-shirt. If it doesn't see t-shirt, if it sees anything else, you're going to get a 0. That means false. Now it's going to do that for each and every search criteria you're looking for. So I'm going to do H5 now, so that we're looking for size. So everywhere we see the large, we're going to see the number 1. This is actually what's going on behind the scenes. Now it's actually looking for the color too, right? It's looking for red. So everywhere it sees red, it's going to put the number 1. So we're left with this matrix of 0s and 1s. Remember, we're multiplying each one of these items. We're multiplying these. So these are all being multiplied. That's my little multiplication sign, everybody.
They're beautiful.
When yeah, I know. They're kind of thick. Now, when I do this, though, there's only one situation that matches to the number 1 now. There's only one price that when I multiply it, 1 times 0 times 1, that's 0. 1 times 0, that's 0. Oh, that's 1. That's 0. That's 0. That's 0. That's it. There's only one price that would work. So we're using Boolean logic. We're using true and false to find this. Now, if you are not an Office 365 user, you have to hit Control, Shift, and Enter. And when you hit Control, Shift, Enter, it's going to put in the formula and run through all the columns so it can actually determine the 1-1-1 combination. If you're an Office 365 user, which most of us are, you don't have to worry about that. You can just hit Enter. I just hit it regardless, Control, Shift, Enter, just so I can always remember that good habit. And now I found the price there. Pretty cool, pretty cool. How do you feel about that, Ben?
Definitely would have helped. Like every time I do so much work with spreadsheets just on Learnit on other projects and stuff like that. And every time we have a show, I learn something that I could have used on a project long ago, but what I'll be using on projects going forward. Especially, I brought it up a few times that we're moving our videos, our on-demand video service, the subscription one, to a new place. So it's definitely something where we can, track all that data of, what's carrying over, which we have a bunch of analytics that we go through, and definitely can just start using it as like, hey, like, what word videos that are 3 hours long that featured Foz.
Oh wow, you can pull that data and then you can find the videos that meet that criteria.
Meet the criteria, exactly.
You're not limited to just one, or then you're gonna have to do another search.
Yes, and I mean, we do have a very large library, and we're trying to curate it a bit, as like make sure we get rid of some of the stuff that's probably not as relevant today. Some of the older versions, like before the YouTube channel, we did have a lot of like 2007 videos, so those are all like kind of long gone and stuff like that. But we still have to decide what we're going to keep in storage and what we're not. So it's definitely something that we could use to find out, hey, which ones are making the list, which ones aren't, and go from there. Instead of having to look at each one individually.
That would take some time.
Yes,
there is a lot of content on that channel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You know what question's appealing to me right now, Ben? I have a question on freezing cells. Can you pop that up on the screen?
Yeah. It is from It's Me. It's me.
Me.
Yeah, I have a question.
That's a good question.
Could you please help me? Yeah. Do you want to cover freezing some cells here?
I think I can. I think I can help. So let's see. Let me find a data set that I don't have frozen already. Here, I'll just unfreeze this one. View, unfreeze. I got a question in the chat talking about freezing cells, which is a pretty good question because I have to do this a lot myself. I'm looking at a particular data set here. I called it the complete data. It's actually some order details for the year of 2014. It's just sales data, tracking salespeople, shipping dates, order dates, but it's rather large, and there's about 26 columns of data. So when I'm looking through this data, it gets really difficult to search because I actually forget what column I'm looking at. Is this the salesperson? Is this the seller? Is this the person? Is this the customer? I have no idea. Let me check. Oh, I have to go back up. Oh, it's the ship name. Okay, it's the shipper. Or as I'm scrolling here, okay, what's this? Is this the salesperson name? I have to go back up and check. There's many ways to alleviate this problem, but the most common way is to actually freeze some panes. Here, we'll cover freeze panes and we'll see how that alleviates it. And if not, we'll talk about something else we can do, which is using tables. Yeah, I read the problem. We'll see if this will solve it. Yeah. Now, freeze panes essentially allows me to scroll through a spreadsheet while leaving certain parts of it locked. Like maybe the very top of it can be locked. Or maybe I want the first column to be locked. So that way, as I'm scrolling from left to right, I can see the order IDs. Now, when we're doing this, we actually have to adjust the view of our workbook. And it's kind of interesting that we have a view tab available inside of Excel. Now, the view tab gives us access to this very particular tool that I want everyone to take a good look at. It's called Freeze Panes. Now, Freeze Panes is something that I can actually turn on by selecting a row, like I selected row 4 here on my spreadsheet. I just clicked on the number itself. And when I go to Freeze Panes, it will freeze everything above the selected row. So now, as I'm scrolling through this data, I can scroll and I'll still have my headers intact. Now, there are situations, let me unfreeze this, that I need to use this spreadsheet, but I also need to lock a column in addition to the headers. I need to lock the order ID, so as I'm scrolling, I can see it, and I need to lock the top. In order to do that, I have to select the intersection. Now, when I select and I put my cell address box here that intersect between column A and row number 3, I'm going to go ahead and select Freeze Panes. Now, when I scroll, you're going to see my order ID is stuck. And if I scroll down, you're going to see that my headers are still intact. Now, I like Freeze Panes, but if you're going to print, out your worksheets, this won't be your friend. Because the second you go to the page layout view, Freeze Panes disables itself. So instead of using Freeze Panes, I'm going to go back to my normal view. Instead of using Freeze Panes here, what I like to do is I like to create something known as tables. I like to go into a data set that I'm in with my cell address box, and I like to create a table. And the create a table function will automatically get my headers, and they'll attach them, the letters up top. I'm going to hit Control T with my cell address box inside of my table and hit OK. So now this table here will allow me to scroll through, and it attaches the headers to the very top of the data set. Ben, do you do that often? Do you use tables or do you use Freeze Panes? What's the way you do it?
I always had trouble freezing panes, so I just always use tables. So it's way easier than I thought. And in fact, the question that It's Me has, that was the exact same issue I was having, where you showed where you froze the intersection. That was the same issue as I was like, yeah, it's kind of cool that I have it there, but like I need to scroll, like left to right and up and down at the same time, vertically and horizontal. So that's actually, again, another game changer. Obviously, I'm not the Excel expert because I'm always learning stuff that I could have used before.
That's a good question. Yeah,
it's a great question. Faz, I know you have a very hard stop in about 1 minute here, so
I do.
See if
you know what I'm going to be doing after this?
Teaching Excel
pivot tables. Teaching Excel pivot tables. Yeah.
So thank you, It's Me. That was a very good question. It helped me as well because, again, I work in large data sets all the time, and I'm always learning something every time I have somebody on this show of what I could have been doing better. Thank you, Russo. I was about to get to that. That was Chandra's quick question to share the index and match formula that we just worked on, and you brought it up right here. Thank you very much.
That's the formula.
That's the formula. So yeah, and then again, you can always you see those H4s, H5s. You can adjust those to whatever data set you're working with and whatever sheet you're using to match the columns and rows that you're using. But Foz, I definitely should probably let you go because you got to teach in
Yes,
about 5 minutes, actually.
please, please. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. Everybody, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure. I'll probably see you all next week. If not, another week.
Yeah.
I see there's a big demand for Google Sheets. I know Joe and me can put something together for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
cool,
And we will
cool.
take all the questions that we didn't get to in the chat, and we'll try to get those answered on the next show as well. So we'll see everyone then. And then Foz, I'll see you later. I'll just do some quick closing comments here for everybody, real quick, just about next week's show. Get to share
Sounds
my.
good.
All right, have a great one, Foz. All right, everyone. Yeah. So again, just quick ending. I do have that link for the expert panel right here. It's through Eventbrite. You can sign up. Again, it's our CEO expert panel. And then also remember to like and subscribe and drop your comments in there. It does help a lot. It helps our channel out tremendously. It really does. Like I had no idea how much it helps until I started running a channel. But every single like, every single comment, it means a lot to us. And then again, we are changing our video on demand service. Learn it anytime. Anyone that's a Patreon member, your gold and silver, again, you'll be getting some emails soon about the new service that we'll be switching over to. It's a lot better. It's through a system called Teachable. There's going to be a lot of just like the certificates completion will automatically be issued once you finish the videos and Teachable. All the exams are going in there as well. So it's going to be a brand new experience. It's going to be much better. The one we currently have is a bit dated. So we're just upgrading to a more modern platform, I should say. And then next week, we are going to try to have Foz back on. I did reach out to Chelsea. She's just booked up right now. So hopefully we can get her on soon. And then we're going to have another gentleman on August 11th come on to talk about diversity inclusion. So we have those shows upcoming, and then I will see everybody next week. Oh, and let's see if there's any other questions that you guys want to answer on the channel. Tomorrow is Adobe Acrobat Premiere or Adobe Acrobat Pro. The premiere for that video is tomorrow as well at 9:30. We have the CEO expert panel, and then also Power BI. I want to let you guys know about our Power BI video series. We actually have a majorly update to the Power BI videos. If some of you might know that Microsoft has official curriculum, what they call MOC classes, and they're the official courseware and books and outlines and everything like that issued by Microsoft about what they want you to learn about the programs. We took the outline from their new one, which is the new Power BI class that just came out about a month ago, and the next video series we have on Power BI will be producing that out. And so I think that's going to be the next video we're going to try to get out. If not, it'll most likely be Word. It just depends if the Power BI videos are done. We have Trish Connor Cato recording those videos right now. She's done tremendous work on the videos she's already turned in with us. So again, you will see more videos again upcoming. And again, in August, we're going to try to push it up to 2 videos a week. So it'll be every Tuesday and every Friday. We'll have training videos live, our main recorded training videos. The premieres will be on those days. And yeah, we'll keep rolling out videos for you guys so you can keep learning, keep training, and get your office skills up and get the skills that your employers are looking for. All right. Well, everyone have a great weekend. I myself am going to go down to Los Angeles and visit family. So I'm looking forward to my weekend. And I hope you guys all have a great weekend as well. Goodbye.